to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hello. Morning. Welcome to the Detroit Cast with Mike and Jay. Big E is here. Oh, I'm trying to get more manly with those salts, Jay. I got to be honest with you.
Take it like a man.
Yeah.
It's the
I think it's
inhaling
working.
both the nose and the mouth. Oh shit.
Does that hurt more? Oh, it does. It's your whole life. People must think we're ridiculous if they watch us or listen to this show. Oh, anyway, good morning. Welcome to the show. How you feeling?
Good morning, Miguel.
Yeah.
Well, I think my gout's flaring up.
You're gout? You have gout now?
I don't know.
Yeah. What's going on?
I had this toe thing. I've had this toe thing for like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And I
5 weeks.
thinking it's gout.
Wow. That's
Too much
quite a
shellfish.
Yeah.
It's the uric acid. It's built up.
Oh, is that
causing
what it is?
inflammation in my joint.
What are the symptoms of gout
Oh.
for you? And in your case, I'm assuming it's a mild case of gout.
Yeah, my toe hurts.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, my big toe. I don't know, man. I've been struggling with this thing. It's like one of these old guy injuries. Just comes
Yeah.
out of nowhere and
Mm,
then just starts hurting for like a month.
yeah,
So,
we're falling apart. Me worse than you. I think I have gout too. Now that you mention it,
yeah.
my foot's been bad forever. I was figuring it was diabetes.
Diabetes.
I figured I've got a touch of the diabetes. Are you sure you don't have diabetes?
I'm not.
I mean, I guess anything's possible, right?
We were talking about this before the show, though, and it turns out that you've got a messed up neck too.
Yeah, my neck is a nightmare.
You were supposed to be like 6'8" or something, but your neck's curved the wrong way.
Yeah, I did. That's not quite what I said to you, but yes. And I don't know how true that is.
Mm.
I've got a little bit of curvature of the spine, and my neck, it goes the wrong way. Not that my head's turned around.
scoliosis. Is this a scoliosis?
I don't think it's full on
situation?
scoliosis. I never had to wear a brace or anything, but I had a doctor tell me you should be a couple inches taller than you are. Like, yeah, well, thanks. Could have used those, you know.
Yeah, your brother's. Yeah. You should
Yeah,
look
my
more
brother's 6'3".
yeah.
You know, I should be 6'4" at least.
Sister's pretty tall, right?
Yeah, for a chick, she's probably 5'7".
So that's why you're so short and stubby.
Yeah.
Your neck's curved wrong.
It's not my fault.
Hmm.
It's not my fault. But what it does is it makes my fucking neck hurt all the time, dude. All the time. And it's weird. It'll start on like the left side, always the same spot it'll start. And it could be stress. It could be that my neck's curved the wrong way. I don't know.
It's curved the wrong way. It goes out instead of in.
Yeah, like yours. Yeah, it's hard to explain without. I could draw you a diagram.
Mm.
But it starts here, and then I start compensating for that. I start like trying to like make that not hurt, and then it starts hurting the other side, and it turns into this vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I don't want to take painkillers anymore. I did that long enough, and so I just deal with it, and it sucks every minute of every day. It fucking sucks. It's just painful.
Now you know
all the
how
time.
I feel with my toe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel for you. Well, stop working out.
No,
If you
here's the-
keep inflaming it, you keep hurting yourself by doing that.
What you realize about your toe is you don't really think about your toes until they hurt, man.
Yeah.
And when they do, it's like, damn,
Yeah.
it really limits you. I'm worried about the marathon.
Oh, yeah. I've had to withdraw from that
No,
because of my gout, diabetes,
no.
gout/diabetis, and my neck issues. It's
No,
just
we're
becoming
doing it.
impossible. I'll be there cheering you
It's a
guys
good
on.
thing we have until October. My gout will have it will have cleared up by then.
Yeah.
I think the uric acid will have
Subsided.
subsided. Sharp uric acid crystal deposits will have left my joints.
Do you have Gab massage it? You need to have her, because Beth will do that when my gout flares, and she'll just like, and it hurts like shit. It really hurts, but it does feel better afterwards.
I have Gab massage it when I get gout in my panus.
Oh, okay.
I knew that was coming. I was just waiting to see who the first was going to
Softball.
make it. Right. I was just wondering who was.
Who's got a gout-ridden panus?
Yeah, I got one too, I think.
Who's gonna get it first?
Yeah.
I got hardcore in my penis, I think. For some reason, that's why I'm always rubbing it.
Oh, good Lord.
Why is that always funny? I don't know.
Rubbing
No,
peni?
if you reference anything like, oh yeah, I need a rub down, isn't that Isn't it just like a
Yeah, it's just like a dick size joke, you know. It's just sure. Oh.
It's an easy one, but every guy in the room chuckled, and every guy listening probably chuckled as well. So
I mean, it's just a matter of
it served
time,
its
right?
purpose.
Before someone mentions, if you mention rubbing something down, isn't it just a matter of time? Before it's like, well, I got someone else I could use for rub. Huh?
yeah.
Low hanging fruit.
So I understand E has a rather big day today.
He does. Yeah. No, he's getting in shape for I guess a wrestling event coming up. Is that it?
Well, as I kind of mentioned a little bit that I saw some wrestling on Saturday.
He was inspired.
I saw an old friend that's been doing it for a while, and
He's a wrestler,
right?
Or he just
yeah,
goes?
no, he wrestles. But honestly,
Still real to me, damn it.
it just didn't look that hard to me. Honestly, I felt like I could.
Oh, you think you could take him?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was talking to him afterwards, and I think I'm gonna try to get in the squared circle or whatever.
The squared circle. Yeah, we're all familiar with the squared circle. So you're going to get in the ring and mix it up then.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go try. This guy's been wrestling for a while.
What's your move? What's your signature move going to be?
I haven't come up with my finishing move yet. You know,
He's going to back his ass up to the guy.
Start grinding, twerking in their face.
No, I don't know. It could be an elbow off the top rope. You know, I don't know.
That's been done, dude.
I know, but I
got to get, like, if you climb the top rope and started whizzing down on the fans or something like that, at least
that would be badass.
Wouldn't that be sweet?
Yeah, that
You'd
would
be known as the guy that drinks his own whiz or something, and nobody wants to come near you.
Maybe I could.
You win by forfeit because no one will come near you as you whiz on everybody.
Well, maybe I could whiz in a bottle, drink it, and spit it in his face, and then
jack him off
or something.
Oh.
I'm not gonna jack him up.
Well, I didn't know where you were going with that. You started rubbing your hands like that. It looked like you were doing an international jack off sign.
It's like a shake weight.
By the way, I want to say I would recommend anybody, if you don't have anything going on a Saturday night, like you're just kind of looking, you're not maybe wanting a big night out, but you don't want to just sit at home. Find one of these local wrestling events and go, because it's awesome. It's so awesome.
Are you saying that as a wrestling fan or just in general?
Just over the top, goofy.
Just the whole evening. I paid $12 and it was well worth it. From the people watching, I'll say, at the event to just everything.
Do people dress up and carry signs and stuff like they do at WWE events?
Not signs as much per se, but it's just like the place I went to is because a lot of these are in small places, and I went to a place called Hamburg. It was in Hamburg, Michigan, which probably most people.
Yeah, we're by Pinckney, right?
Yeah, it's in that area between like kind of Brighton and Pinckney area.
Nice area.
But it was like that was like the place to be on Saturday night.
Oh, for that particular town.
Like
it
it was
like a school gym or something.
Kind of. It was like in a fitness center area, but they had a gym, and it was set up in the gymnasium. And I went with Chubbs, and my favorite part, there was a few favorite parts, but my favorite part was this one dude that's trying to get a zombie business going.
Wait.
This guy was dressed up as a zombie, and I think he's trying to, probably a little too late. Like the zombie craze, obviously, with Walking Dead, like Walters mentioned yesterday, is huge.
Oh, yeah.
But it's probably not, although the show is big, I think the zombie craze is probably dying down a little bit. So I think he's a little too late to the game, if you ask me.
I guess I missed the zombie craze.
But
yeah, you didn't have cable at the time. You still don't.
No, I don't.
So you don't have AMC to watch The Walking Dead.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I mean, The Walking Dead
shit.
is big, but you know what I mean? I think like the zombie craze.
Okay, so what's this guy trying to do?
So he's like, hey, he has some business, I guess, where he wants to like zombie chases and like shooting zombies with airsoft guns, essentially. And he was handing out business cards. So he was dressed up like a zombie, but he was clearly into the wrestling too. And at one point, there was a match where the ref called like two, and he didn't hit 3 yet. And this guy right by the ring just yells out like, "That was 3, ref! I counted myself." And me and Chubbs just kept saying that to each other the whole rest of the night. "That was 3. I counted myself right here." Anyway, the point of the story is my buddy's been wrestling for a long time. I've been doing these videos. And I didn't think it looked that hard. So I think I'm going to try to kick this guy's ass in the ring.
And it's going to be
Gab's
filmed.
We're going to film it. And so I talked to
Gab's going to whip you into shape.
And Gab's
today.
going to give me a little, whoop me into shape a little bit
Rid of
today.
that
See where I
Billy
am.
suppleness.
Just to see maybe as a test where I am in my phase.
Cardio fitness.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked out with Gab before?
No.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Well, look at dude. I'm under no impression that
he
I'm about
has
to.
no idea what he's walking into.
Okay,
yeah, I'd rather fight your buddy in the ring than go work out with Gab. She's a fucking monster, dude.
I understand, but I think I have a little better chance.
Brutal.
I think I have a look. I'm going. I'm not going to not go. I've got it set up. I have under no impression that I'm going to walk in there and just kick at the workout's ass. But no offense, Mike. I think I've got a little better chance than you.
Well, it'll be on film. We'll decide.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll do great.
No, I'm not, dude. I think
no.
she'll kill
You said
me.
you'll do better than I did. I did actually all right in there. I went in and I did a little boxing. I did some core work.
Boxing. Oh,
Yeah.
my core is awful. It's one of my worst aspects.
I boxed Gab. I felt bad though punching her hands. She had the little mitts on.
I won't feel bad.
Yeah.
If that comes.
She
if
said
it
she
comes-
can't do it for the king. By the way, I remember her
Oh,
telling me that. She's like, the king
Is that-
gets too hard.
Well, I was wondering if that was just because sometimes he missed. You know, once in a while. Oh, crazy.
What do you tell a woman with 2 black eyes? Nothing. You already told her twice.
I get it.
Anyway,
we'll see both those things eventually on our YouTube channel, and you can go watch the other videos that I've done so far too. By the way,
That's
yeah.
Big E Productions.
Skiing,
Tony the cat.
Tony the cat,
There you have it.
right? Exactly.
Anyway, on with the show. Welcome everybody. Not a ton going on. Kind of boring news cycle the last day and a half.
What are you talking about? There was a hijacking today.
Oh
Mike.
yeah.
Probably the lamest hijacking in the history of hijackings.
Ah,
No, who hijacks a plane anymore?
yeah, I know.
Straight up hijacks. Like lands the thing and
It's so 1990.
Yeah, very much.
1970s, 80s, 90s. I mean, yeah, hijack a plane, get it on the ground. Does that ever work? Has that ever worked for anybody, by the way? Does anybody get the briefcase of money and the helicopter to freedom?
I
Right.
think it did. Wasn't there a real famous TWA one back in the late 80s or something that
Where it worked?
Yeah, I think so. It was in Libya or some shit. I don't know.
I don't remember. Anyway, this is an Egyptian guy holding he's at this point right now he's still holding 11 people hostage, including 4 foreigners on a passenger jet after hijacking the plane with a suicide vest. He's been branded an idiot by his foreign ministry, which I love. Ibrahim Samaha, he's 27. He's asked negotiators at Larnaca Airport for political asylum.
Why don't they just say yes and then get him right?
Turns out it's over his bitch, though. This is all about his ex-wife. He wants to see his ex-wife.
Oh,
So it's not even like some, grandstanding on religious grounds or
Wait, he
not
just
even
wants to.
zealotry.
no. There's no zealotry at all. It's
Why he just wants to see her? Like, is she moved on at this
He's
point?
insane.
Or?
Who
Okay,
knows?
okay, I
The
got
dude's just a nut job.
she lives on this island where the plane landed. I guess Cyprus. Yeah. A picture from the tarmac shows the moment he hands over a 4-page letter, and you just see his arm with the letter outside the window, and there's like a negotiator standing there with her head in her hand. She's like this total moron. She's said to be making her way right now to the airport. His wife, the Egyptian Foreign Ministry, said in a statement. They said he's not a terrorist. He's an idiot. How awesome is that? Terrorists are crazy, but they aren't stupid. This guy is.
I wonder if this is something that would have been like quelled, before it came to this, had we been in a different time. Like if things weren't so ramped up with security and people, oh my God, being freaked out by terrorism and all that. If this is something like somebody would have just grabbed him and tackled him.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
To know more about the facts, I guess he didn't really have a suicide vest on, right?
I'm assuming not, but who knows? I mean, I don't know how you would get a suicide vest onto an airplane nowadays, but it didn't happen here. So, I mean, there's no way you could do that in America, but he does have dual U.S. and Egyptian citizenship. He's a professor of veterinary medicine at Alexandria University. He was taught in America. His full name is absolutely gorgeous.
Just rolls off the tongue.
Ibrahim Abdel Tawab Samaha. Beautiful. He was the Egyptian flight. It was MS-181. He was carrying 62 people, and he was en route to from Alexandria to Cairo when it was hijacked, forcing it to land on Cyprus. Negotiations resulted in the release of the majority of the people on there, but he still has like a handful of people with him.
He must have been a real dipshit, because I heard the commentators on CNN as I was driving in, they're talking about it, and they're like, well, the passengers seem to be leaving and they do not look stressed at all. They look very relaxed.
They didn't. Yeah.
He must have just been a total buffoon.
Total boob. He ordered the pilot to land in Turkey, and the pilot's like, yeah, dickhead, I don't have enough fuel to get to Turkey. And he's like, okay.
Cyprus is
How about the island of Cyprus? Like, all right, dude. Yeah, but the big question is the one you asked. Like, how did this dude get on the plane, if at all? I mean, I hope it's not like a bunch of wires coming out of toilet paper rolls, you know, that he's just sitting on the plane. Oh, his ex-wife has to just be like, you asshole. What a dickhead.
International news, man.
Yeah.
He did it.
The other guy making international news is the dude in this sweet-ass suit. Look at that.
Yeah, look at him.
White and pink.
They call that salmon, or is that just
That's
flat
salmon.
out pink?
Sure. No, that's salmon.
All white suit, white hat, and a salmon shirt.
You got to be a special individual to pull off the white suit.
Oh, what sets it off better than the salmon, though?
Yeah,
The
it does.
turquoise?
It does pop.
Maybe you go turquoise.
Yeah. I like
like
salmon.
salmon?
Yeah, I think you go salmon more than turquoise.
Coral.
Yeah, you could do coral. More of a Miami feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
In the 80s. But this is the guy, if you were watching the news at all yesterday, turns out he's a Tennessee pastor, but he broke into the Capitol. Larry Russell Dawson was shot by police when he produced a weapon after it triggered metal detectors trying to get into the Capitol with a gun. He's 66-year-old. He's been taken to the hospital for surgery. He was gunned down before he was able to fire the gun.
You're not a 100.
66,
Well,
it's not even close to 100.
no,
like
he's-
it's barely. He's from Nashville. He's been banned from entering the Capitol building after an incident last year. He apparently broke in, was sitting in the balcony, and was screaming, "I am a prophet of God."
Just can't stay away from that Capitol building.
Mhm.
Just calling him.
drives up from Nashville every year.
He
Ramping it up every year.
he was slapped with a stay away order, which barred him from entering the Capitol building grounds and all congressional buildings. He's visited Washington, they say, on a number of occasions to call for higher minimum wage as part of his church's movement.
Why don't you get the stay away order? That'd be badass. Just frame that shit and be like, I got a stay away order from
Yeah.
the Capitol building, and just stop, man. Stop there. No, he couldn't handle it. Had to keep pushing it.
Is this going to work, this movement? I know California is talking about
Dude,
doing
they
this.
just did the $15.
Did they do it
Yeah.
officially? That's unbelievable to me. Like, who do you think's going to pay that extra wage in the end? Where do you think the trickle out? If we're
the businesses will just eat it.
oh, sure they will.
Yeah.
So when you go to
It's less
McDonald's
profit.
and you've got some asswipe flipping burgers for $15 an hour, how do you think that plays out in the long run?
We'll see.
Yeah, they're either going to charge you more for your food, or the asshole people that normally would never consider working at McDonald's are going to flood that market and go, shit, I'll take $15 an hour.
Well, there's three things. The two you mentioned, and or turning it into computer, turning more of it into like
Yeah.
computers, where you're just operating through a touchscreen. I think they've already been trying to work on, right?
I'm not
Yeah.
Okay, I
as
thought they-
plugged in with the fast food industry as you
No,
are.
I've just seen but when the
I know you've been
15
watching it closely develop
No,
and
I
change
haven't.
and evolve.
I have not. I despise
From
the
the
idea of
headset
working at a
guy
fast.
to the press, the push
I'm
button.
from watching the story, the $15 minimum
Watch
wage.
the evolution of the chalupa
I like the chalupa.
to the what is it now that you're eating? This cheese filled shell.
I think it's a chalupa. I only ate one of them.
I don't.
You did not eat
Dude,
just one because
chalupas-
you said you had to eat a few at a
No,
time.
it's something else, isn't it? Chalupas have been around forever.
Have they?
I think.
Guadalachupas?
Whatever.
Guada-
I don't know what the name of it is.
Yeah, the new cheesy taco at Taco Bell. It just looked delicious in the commercial. I had to try it.
You
Yeah.
and Kadog, man. You and Kadog will try any new fast food.
No, not really. I'm pretty standard when it comes to that stuff, but not like Kadog. Kadog will try
That
anything.
commercial got you though.
Yeah, it sort of did. And I got to admit,
What
when I
was
pulled
it,
into
George
Taco Bell,
Takei or George? Is it Takei?
George Takei.
Is that what got
Oh
you?
my!
He's doing all the commercials for that.
Is he? No. I think it was
Or he is
actually
now anyway.
I think it was the fathead they have on the window outside. You know, they plaster
Yeah.
their buildings with
It
images
was
of
like
the new.
breaking with cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, a simpleton.
Yeah. Well, it happened. I admit it. So yeah, this story was, they were trying to make this out to be a giant story yesterday. This pastor breaking in there.
Just a nut job, right?
Yeah. It seemed like it worked perfectly. I know our media, you could literally see their hard dicks popping through the top of their belts.
Yeah. Someone trying to infiltrate the
God.
Capitol.
We've got an actual news story to report on.
Just a nutcase.
Yeah. But it went exactly as you would hope it would go. Guy walks through the metal detector, sets it off,
And gets
reaches for the gun,
blasted.
and boom, a cop shoots him. It's like, no, this is exactly how this is supposed to work. Perfect.
Blood all over his white suit.
Yep. I don't know what he was
Oh,
wearing.
that would have been rough. Oh yeah, he wasn't necessarily wearing that white suit as he was walking in.
I realized that.
But that would have been awesome.
I guess it was really confusing too because they had a scheduled shooter drill, like active shooter drill going on at the Capitol like an hour before that.
Oh wow.
And so
So some people were just like, "Oh, just part of the
like,
drill."
it's part of the drill again. Like it was
Oh.
confusing as shit. You can imagine how confusing that would be. What a psycho though. Dude, fight. You're willing to pull a gun out at the Capitol building over $15 an hour? Holy Jesus. And speaking of the government, did you see the FBI cracked Saeed Farouk's
I
phone?
did, man. Not
Yeah.
good news for Apple.
Yeah, well, I don't know what that means for Apple, but
It means they're crackable.
yeah,
It means
Would
they're
there
not as impenetrable as they wanted you to think.
yeah.
But they're not saying who
Would
the third party
Well,
is.
would there be any chance that Apple would have done it under some negotiation that they would say that they never? Oh, that they would have to say, "Look, we did it on our own," and Apple just.
Listen to you conspiracy
I
theorist.
don't know. That's
There's-
just that's what I thought.
I don't
right
think
away.
so,
I don't
dude.
think so either.
I don't think there's
Okay.
I don't think there's any way you keep something like that under wraps.
Probably not,
it's-
I guess, but that's what I thought. I don't.
A court filing yesterday stated the government had successfully accessed the data stored on Farouk's iPhone, but did not elaborate on how or what information it managed to recover. The filing also said the government no longer needs Apple to comply to this court order to lend its help.
But it does need help with the other 175 they have in line.
Yeah,
behind that one.
yeah.
This is just a matter of time before this thing gets going again.
Is this going to be Geraldo's opening of what's his name?
Al Capone's
Al
vault.
Capone's vault again.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Yeah, you think we'll never know what's on this phone? I imagine we would. Like if they got useful information, you don't think they'd share that with the public? I guess I can't say either way, but I was thinking there wouldn't be a lot of useful information on there because they specifically destroyed other cell phones that they had
Right.
before they went on their rampage.
They owed it to the victims, Mike, to search this out.
Yeah,
That was their argument.
yeah.
But that's big news, man. I know that's just a little blurb of a story right now, but that's big, man.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that's a huge hit on Apple.
Like bad news for Apple. The
Bad
fact that-
news. That's it's not impenetrable. They said it's impossible. You can't get into this stuff. Some third party just stepped up and did it.
Yeah,
And granted, it's an older model, but
yeah. The 5C and what were they trying? They were just trying to get into the passcode
so
thing
that it didn't
would
self
detonate.
destruct or whatever all the information. With
Yeah.
the 10 misses, it would destroy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't know enough about
go up in flames,
all that stuff. Yeah, it
Like,
would explode.
literally explode.
Yeah, this like the
No, I think I don't even know that they knew that it would erase, but they were fearful that it would
yeah.
because a lot
He
of
had that capability on the phone or something. They said.
right.
So anyway, I guess good for the government that they got in. Hopefully they find something useful on there. He was probably more likely a lone wolf and didn't have the contacts outside of the country, but who knows with his wife, who knows? And then an interesting story out of Ann Arbor.
Oh, it's infuriating.
These Uber drivers, it seems like every day we've got more Uber drivers getting in shit or
Yeah, you got me, motherfucker.
but this one's gaining international fame at this point. This Uber driver in Ann Arbor posted a video of a customer abusing him and mocking him for his job. The driver is Arthur Zawada. He's 50 years old. He's told the Michigan the Tab Michigan that the customer is a student at the U of M and belongs to a frat. All things you don't want to hear if you're accused of being a dick.
Right.
He's another spoiled
Oh,
frat
and then we get
student.
to see a picture of him too.
Yeah.
It just confirms he's a douche.
He's reported the incident to the police, had a meeting with the dean of the university about it. The incident took place last Sunday, and video opens with him, this driver declining to pick the group of customers, and then one of them launches into this tirade. I apologize in advance for the strong language.
Filmed in portrait. We apologize for that too.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. Let's see you. They're canceling us again. Why? For what? See, they don't give a shit about you. They don't give two fucks. There's 50 of you, and there's one of me here who spends the most money here, you little fuck. Yeah, fuck you, Arthur, you little faggot fuck. You want to kick me off? Kick me off, you little piece of shit. You're an Uber driver. Go fucking drive, you little fuck. Minimum wage faggot. Go fuck yourself. See you later. Go pick up another fuck. You're working all day. Guess what? I'm going to sit on my ass and watch TV. Fuck you.
Ooh. What a dick.
Wow.
Huge pet peeve of mine, people who put down other people because of their work they're doing. That drives me crazy. Who does this guy think he is, man? What have you done?
Yeah.
Honestly, the entitlement. Like, dude, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
That
I know. Some would argue
infuriates me.
that you've been accused of something similar with Big E. I mean, people could argue that.
Oh, because his mopping prowess.
Yeah. I do feel like that's different. Yeah, I know. I never understand that.
Oh,
but
that drives me crazy. Like, honestly, who the hell do you think you are?
You're
a frat boy sitting there
Rich
at U
kid.
of M, rich kid. Yeah, you. I don't know dick about him, but I can look at that kid and know a lot about him.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy.
I always say the thing to me, and not, for one, you should never treat anyone. You should honestly never treat anyone like that, no matter what they're doing with their job, or it doesn't really. No one deserves to be treated like that. But when you talk about talking down to people in their job, like, dude, you never know someone's circumstance. You don't know if they're going to school on the side at night. You don't know if they're they're trying to support a family, so they're working two jobs.
Well, how can you not look at yourself and go, okay, you know what? I'm like, I haven't done a lot for myself. My family has kind of put me here. So who am I to kind of put some, don't people think like that? Like
some people do, but there's a lot.
You would hope
before you open your damn mouth and put some dude down who's just working. And now granted, there's another side to the story that he's telling. And I guess there's a history between these two.
Obviously there is. You can hear in there. He said, "Oh, you're not picking us up again. You're not picking us up again." So there's seriously something that's gone on there. I already told him I would never take him again. He knew that. He didn't cancel the trip. I pulled in. I didn't even say anything to the guy, and that happened. So I pulled my cell phone and recorded him. They were looking for trouble. So I don't know what that, like, if you knew it was him, why did you even show up there? If they knew it was you coming, why?
He might not have known. I don't know I don't know how the Uber thing works, and they'd have to explain it because it doesn't explain there. He might not know that that's the person he's picking up. He might have just seen it once he got there.
He might suspect, like, oh, I'm going to the same place. It's always these guys. They're assholes. And that's why he had his phone on the ready.
He said he knew the customer from previous trips and had told him he couldn't ride with him again after several bad experiences. I already told him I would never take him again. He knew that, but he didn't cancel the trip. They were looking for trouble. Yeah, I guess. They're members of a fraternity. Those guys. Jake Croman is the kid in that video there that's screamed, the premature balding one.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, that kid's gonna be so bald.
Yeah,
so bald.
Well, see, to me,
it's painful.
Enjoy
to say.
it now, my friend.
The other thing is, you say why didn't he just cancel the trip, dude? If I'm that driver and I've had a few issues with this dude, and I've told him before, hey, I'm not picking you up again. I am picking him up, and I am doing what he did. I'm recording it and saying, you know what? It's been 4 times. You've been an asshole. I would have done the exact same thing personally. But
well, Jake Croman, as Jay alluded to, does have a different version of events. He says the driver made anti-Semitic remarks and refused to pick me up on the basis of my religion. I don't know that I buy that story.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If that's true, Jake, I apologize. It's awful that you've had to go through that. I hope you can find a way to get past this. But I just don't know that I believe that story.
Yeah. Seems kind of convenient.
He says that he's not proud of his reaction to his discrimination. And I regret my choice of words. Shortly after the altercation, I filed a complaint with the Ann Arbor Police Department. They're now dealing with the issue. Well, that's good. I'm glad the police are wasting their time with this strong issue. A university spokesman said, our dean of students has talked with both the Uber driver and the students. We are extremely disappointed in the behavior depicted in the video. No one should be treated with such disrespect. A spokesman for the Tau Kappa Epsilon frat has begun. They've said we've begun our investigation into the video. Really, we need to form a committee. We need an investigation to dive into this. Couple guys get into a fucking shitty shouting match on the street. What is there to investigate?
They don't even have the excuse that they were wasted, though. It looks like midday. They don't appear to be drunk at all.
As an organization founded on the personal worth and character of the individual, Sounds like every frat boy you've ever met, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Our members come from a wide range of diverse backgrounds of race, creed, and orientation. At the conclusion of our swift, thorough investigation, we will handle the situation with appropriate action, depending on the details of the investigation. This could include expulsion of membership. All of his social media accounts have been shut down
Because he's getting hammered
Oh,
for being
I'm
a
sure he
dick.
is.
Don't
Yeah.
you think
That
if
is infuriating, man.
if it were
Yeah.
really if he was not picking him up based on the religious thing that he's trying to suggest, I feel like even in his rant that would come into it.
Right.
Wouldn't he have said, just because I'm Jewish, and maybe he would then say like, well, maybe make references to having money because I'm Jewish or whatever. I don't know, but I feel like that would come up in his rant at him.
You'd think.
To me, if that's really what was going on.
Well, it looks like he's filming too, so they both are aware that they're being filmed. The Uber driver is much smarter than the Michigan student, obviously.
Shut up and let him
Yeah,
hang himself.
let him. Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, at this point, whether it's whether the other stuff happened or not, that's not on film. This is.
Yeah. I guess his dad is some big shot,
Of course.
real estate douche
Of
in
course.
New York.
Yeah, of
Give
course.
me a
Oh,
break.
the New York U of M guy. There
Yes,
you go.
yeah.
Know a few of those.
Yeah, quite a few.
Lovely
of those.
young man.
Some of them were all right.
Yeah.
Some of those New York guys were all right, but yeah, he's probably not digging that video now. It's kind of funny to me. It seems like every altercation in the street that can be filmed needs to be thrown up on social media nowadays.
That deserves to be thrown on social
Yeah,
media.
that's maybe a bad example of it, but it's just funny to me how it becomes international news. What used to just be an argument in the street, or some guy tells you to fuck off, you
It's
tell him to fuck
entertaining.
off. Yeah, I guess. But really, we need to get the dean of the university involved, drag the Uber driver into the office, and get to the bottom of this. Like, what are they going to do? Kick him out of school for that? Do you kick someone out of school?
Well, I had initially read something like it was the other way. Like this guy was saying that stuff because he doesn't like the Middle Eastern descent Uber driver. So it was kind of a discrimination thing, a hate kind of crime thing on
against
him.
a Polish guy?
Oh, is he Polish?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was Middle Eastern.
No, I read he was Polish and
Okay.
been in the country for 30 years. But yeah, it's a weird story, but he probably never expected in a million years for the video to be posted and to be looking like an asshole in front of everybody.
Pulls out his own phone. Oh yeah, you're gonna tape me, I'll tape you.
Yeah.
God, what a dick. Oh, I hate that attitude.
Yeah.
Ripping on a guy because he's an Uber driver.
Yeah. Yeah, it's shitty. It sucks. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully they form a committee and they can right
Sure.
this wrong. I'm sure they
Make
will.
some findings.
See a Saudi Arabia man was getting in some shit he was arrested actually after he raised the rainbow LGBT flag on his property.
What's wrong with the rainbow LGBT
Right?
flag as we have behind E?
We've got one here. He flew it outside his house. He's a doctor. He was arrested by the Saudi religious police
Ha!
within hours of this flag going up. He's playing, I don't know. He was released shortly afterwards, claiming he had no idea what the rainbow flag represented and that it meant, being proud to be a homo. The man told the religious police that he bought the flag online, explaining that his children found the colors pretty. So he bought it for them.
It's not his fault. The gays have hijacked the rainbow.
They have hijacked the rainbow.
Totally.
That's
A
absolutely
religious
true.
symbol like the rainbow.
Mm-hmm. After promising to remove the flag with immediate effect, he was bailed pending an investigation. Homos
An
remain.
investigation. What are they gonna do?
Well, if they find he's been within 1 foot of an exposed erect penis,
Oh
they're
my
gonna haul
God.
his ass in and read him the riot act.
Top of a building, my man.
Oh yeah, they're gonna handcuff him top of the building and down you go, sir.
How is that What's that investigation going to be like? Just talking to his neighbors. Have you ever seen any?
You've seen Panoozle meet around his face, facial, or buttocks area at any point in your life.
Any abnormal amount of men just walking in and out of
If
his
this
house?
guy so much has been at a gym at some point with other men,
Right.
in the changing room at any point in his life, he's probably going to end up
Screwed.
on the top of a building. I'm sorry.
Honestly, how did the rainbow become the LGBT thing?
The
rainbow.
all colors.
But that's you could see if that was like some racial thing or something. But
Yeah,
how did rainbow?
I don't know. It does kind of look homo-y though, doesn't it? It kind of has a gay look to it, doesn't it? You look at it.
I
don't know if it's been hijacked that I feel that way. Did you like the rainbow?
The rainbow seriously is a biblical symbol.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't understand how that got like.
Is it a biblical symbol? I've never heard that.
From Noah's Ark. It was like God's promise.
It was his promise that he would never hurt the earth like he did in the flood again.
Yeah.
Until he came down, blah, blah, blah. But
yeah, how did that wind into gayness?
It is funny though, Mike. I don't know. Mike's right though. I don't know if it's just because my whole life I've known that's what it kind of meant, or just that it just looks kind of homo-y. But
was it manly badass before?
Yeah,
it was hijacked. Where guys
rainbow
like
tattoos.
Hawaii were the rainbows.
Yeah, that's true. They're not. Yeah, they've gone away from that, haven't they? The Warriors. Yep. Yeah.
But I think they still use the rainbow a little bit in there.
It has a throwback, maybe.
Yeah.
But
it used to just be white helmet, big rainbow.
Big rainbow. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. They had to run from that.
Yeah.
They've gone kind of more tribal.
Yes.
Tough guy now, black and green.
Right.
Definitely more manly now with the H on the helmet. Homosexuality, as we're all aware, is remains illegal in Saudi Arabia. It's actually frowned upon rather harshly. And when you start bringing Sharia law into it, it's punishable by death. It really is. Although the maximum punishment for homosexuality is execution, the government tends to be a little nice about it. They use other punishments such as fines. Perhaps they'll send you to jail, or chemical castration. They might dip your dick and balls in acid.
Chemical castration.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, me either. But they'll do that. They'll whip you too. A second conviction for homosexuality, automatic, off a roof you go.
Wow.
Automatic death. Like if you can suck a dick and explain it away once, maybe they melt your dick and balls. Yeah, you could trip and fall into one butthole, maybe, but you pull that move again, and it is off a roof with you.
Wow.
Yeah, they're not fucking around, man. And the other way that gets you immediate execution in Saudi Arabia for digging on dicks, if you're a dude, is if you publicly say oh, this is bullshit, we want more rights. Like if you try to make a display like we want rights, they will fucking smear you across the pavement there. I mean, it's not even debatable. You are going down to Chinatown if you try and pull that move there.
So this was just
any sort of social movement at all.
So this was such an overtly stupid act that it had to be obvious. Like, all right, this guy's just so ignorant and dumb.
Yeah.
There's no way
nobody would do this.
Nobody can do what he's doing. Yeah, he's just waving the flag proudly. The kids thought it was beautiful. Did they?
Maybe one of his kids thought it was beautiful.
It does kind of it does kind of put into perspective though what the
people
the
over
war,
here bitch about everything, right? And it's like, man, you got to realize how great this country is, how many rights everybody has.
Yeah, is anything perfect? No, of course not. Are you going to change the hearts and minds of every living creature in America? No, but
probably not.
However, could be worse. Yeah.
Hey, due to construction, Zotford and Holly has run out of room and needs to move some inventory off the lot. Therefore, they have lined up some incredible deals for TDC loyalists. Simply head to I-75 and exit 98. Mention Big E has chronic ball itch, and you will be rewarded with a lease payment of $148 per month on a brand new 16 Ford Fusion SE. Also, if you bring in a bottle of Gold Bond for Big E's nuts, you will receive a free autographed TDC shirt.
Has anyone done that yet, E?
No, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
God, am I waiting? There's a few. No, never mind.
What?
Finish your thought.
Now that I'm out there walking around the new car thing, I would definitely not miss anyone walking in with Gold Bond, and that would put such a smile on my face if someone does that. So if you're gonna buy a car, I don't care if you really want to get the discount. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Please bring it in. It would make me so happy.
Yeah. Did you see Rob Ford? His family's arrived in Toronto City Hall, where he's going to lay in repose for 3 days.
Who is going to go see Rob Ford lay in repose?
I know. I kind of think it's awesome too.
Maybe
I was wondering
selfies.
Yeah, people like me would probably go there for the gag of it.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, no, I would
talk about maybe doing it.
Yeah, no,
like that'd be funny if I did.
Yeah,
but then you wouldn't. Nobody would.
Yeah, it didn't look like
nobody
would do what I'd do. It did look like I saw his casket. Honestly, it looked like people were straining to carry it. Yeah, there was like 4 men aside, and it was listing a little bit. I'm not even joking, and it was draped in an American flag, and then it sat in repose.
Isn't he Canadian?
Yeah, or a Canadian flag. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, actually, was it the Toronto flag? Does Toronto have its own flag? Look it up. But anyway, it didn't look like there were tremendous amounts of crowds.
Yeah, I imagine not
to see him.
Who honestly, that's weird, man.
But for the celebrity of it, maybe people will. I don't know. He's going to be. I guess the funeral's tomorrow, so they started this yesterday, or Thursday is the funeral. His wife Renata and their 2 children arrived on Monday morning with the casket ahead of 3 days of public mourning, including a funeral.
Imagine they've got like all this velvet rope, this thing roped off, and there's
standing on
Yeah,
guard.
that's the flag of Toronto.
Flag of Toronto. Okay.
I
It wasn't the maple leaf flag.
I can't imagine more than 50 people going to see that.
Yeah. They then sat and watched as members of the public streamed in to pay their respects. The pictures I
All
saw
50.
didn't look like anybody was streaming in. It looked
There
like
was no streaming, no streaming being done.
yeah,
Like trickling at best.
trickling at best is fair. Maybe with some press though, maybe people will come out. The public will be able to visit the coffin for the next 2 days. Then on Wednesday, the family will walk in a procession from City Hall to the cathedral, St. James Cathedral, for the funeral. Yeah, I don't know how most people in Canada feel about Rob Ford. I feel like he's sort of a Donald Trumpish figure in a way, like sans the crack pipe and all that kind of stuff, but like just not giving a shit and fighting for the little man. I think he was rather popular in Toronto. I seriously, I do.
I don't have my finger on the pulse of Torontoans.
Yeah, maybe some of our Canadian listeners can email us. He was obviously, we watched a video of him last week. He was busted smoking crack at one point. Jimmy Kimmel really kind of put him on the map, first started playing his videos of him. He was never charged with a crime for that crack pipe incident, which is why they stripped him of like most of his powers, but they weren't able to boot him from his job. And he was like, no way, not going nowhere.
Yeah.
He just stood firm.
Serve the people.
Yeah. The father of 2 was happily married. You remember he
Yeah, very happily married. It sounded like
when he. I mean, you think of a politician nowadays getting a politician getting up there and going, "Oh yeah, so and so accused me of wanting to eat her pussy," and I got to tell you, I got plenty to eat at home. And the people were just like, I mean, I
was like, really?
I loved him for that. I thought it was hilarious. So when Ford was elected mayor in 2010, his bluster was widely known. They say a plurality of voters backed him, eager to shake things up at City Hall, which they viewed as elitist and wasteful. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Ford appealed to conservative-leaning, working-class suburban residents with his common man touch and with his promises to slash spending, cut taxes, and end what he called the war on the car. Yeah, so his whole thing was stop the gravy train that's running politics. And
he took office. Is he a cautionary tale? We see what happens.
Well, I think there's a big difference between a crack smoker and Donald Trump.
Chris Farley gets put into office.
Yeah.
See what happens.
You guys got to see this video of this Donald Trump impersonator. This dude's making like 40 grand
loving life, man.
a month right now. Doing a Donald Trump impersonation. He's been doing it for 12 years. John DiMonico from Pennsylvania first mastered the voice and characterizations or characteristics of Donald when he started doing the Apprentice show. And he says since Trump announced he would be standing for the U.S. presidency, this guy has seen his bookings just skyrocket. It gets up to 10 grand. Actually, I heard him say up to 15 grand for doing one of these things. He performs a stand-up routine, insults the guests. Some people even believe he is the real Donald Trump and often gets people cheering for him and asking him to take selfies. Does he look like Donald Trump to you? He doesn't.
Not really. Like, not enough that if I saw him walking
He has
down
little
the street.
hands, though. Look at his little hands.
Yeah.
That's true.
He says people literally scream, "We love you, Donald," at me. Others want selfies. It's shocking how many people love him. Trump has always seen with very attractive supermodels, and it's been the same for me since dressing up as a character. I've been drawing a lot of female attention. You want to see how his impression? I haven't seen it yet. Let's see how good he is.
16. And her mother, Jean, and her last name's Krajewski.
How do I feel when I am Donald Trump? I have to tell you something. I feel great because I can say almost anything within reason if I'm doing a corporate event. But it makes me get in touch with kind of the more surlier person that I am. And the things I actually want to say, but because of tact and decorum, I don't say. So when I'm in the Trump character, I'm more willing to be a little more rude, a little more crude, and a little more crass.
Just getting ready.
I started doing Donald Trump 12 years ago. I got a call for a voiceover for Donald Trump. It was on a Friday.
What did you think of that
the
impression?
audition was on Monday.
Have we
I went
seen
out
it
and
yet?
the first season of The Apprentice.
Yeah, I think you saw a part of it there.
30 hours, and I was able to crack his voice. I went in for the audition, and I got the booking. This is about as good as it's going to get today. Why did I choose to become an impersonator? Actually, I had a severe speech impediment as a child, and I found that I could actually speak in other voices without the impediment. So I became an impersonator
That's
out
a
of
feel-good
an
story,
impressionist out of necessity.
How are you? How are you?
The rate for my appearances vary. It's anything from a meet and greet to a
I don't think he looks at all
to a
like
live
Trump, and I
appearance
don't
at a
think he
corporate
sounds all
event,
that much like
to
Trump.
Need to
doing a
hear more.
45-minute comedy set at a large-scale meeting.
that's
So the
awesome.
rates have definitely gone up since he's been running, but they range anywhere from about $5,000 to about $15,000, depending.
Day of the year. Give yourselves a huge round of applause.
The way people differ from me
corporate gigs.
normally,
Dude,
I'm a
it sounds like a
very
hack
outgoing,
impression of
gregarious
Donald
kind of
Trump, right?
person,
It sounds like
and you can see that there's a kind of a standoffish kind of thing with Trump, but me
He's
is
shaking
me.
the guy's hand and stuff. He's
People
walking around the
approach
room.
me like,
You're not really meeting Donald Trump.
I know. I don't. These people. You know what? For him, I'm more mad at the corporate people that would pay have him come out for the night.
I totally get a Caliendo guy who does it as part of a stand-up and toggles between people. I think that's really impressive. But just a dude who dresses as Donald and comes to events and it's like I'm Donald Trump and everybody. What is that?
Can you imagine if you were?
I'm not sure. What?
I was just gonna say if you were. I mean, I can't even imagine. But Jay's been in jobs and maybe kind of you too. But you do these things where they like. You have these big things. How excited would you be that, oh, guys, guess what? Like the keynote will be a Donald Trump impersonator.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, sweet.
Great.
He
Do we
says-
have to be there for that?
I have to wear 3-inch heels to be close to his height, but even still, when they confuse me, I never correct them.
You do a better Donald Trump than he does, by the way. If you just
Yeah.
looked like him, you could be making this money.
If I could just get the hair down.
Right.
He says the money is split between my agent, my business costs. Wigs cost around $6,000.
Oh my God.
That wasn't he combing his real hair? Was that a wig?
It's a wig, a $6,000 wig.
Cleaning suits and covers a 12-hour working day. So yeah, apparently it's a lot of money.
Suits, all that stuff. You would write that off, right? As business expenses.
Good for him though, dude. Way to go, you know?
Oh, for sure.
God bless America.
Fuck, I guess, man.
I
I would just think you'd have to have a stronger Trump impression.
Is there a person now?
Nope, you don't. He's making $15K.
Yeah.
Is there a person other than maybe Donald Trump now that wants Donald Trump to win more than this dude?
Yeah, really.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my Lord. If he were to win, this guy'd be on easy street, dude.
Yep. Daryl Hammond does a great Trump.
Yeah.
The more
How come
I
I-
see his impression on SNL is very strong.
He could do that. Why you're right. His is better
Yeah.
than this dude's.
He probably makes a shit ton on
Yeah,
SNL. He doesn't
maybe.
need to do
That's a
that,
good
but
point.
he could. I guess he could still be doing stand up
Right.
somewhere. He's kind of nuts, isn't he? Isn't Daryl Hammond kind of a nut job?
I don't know. He's funny, but I haven't looked too much
I
into him.
I think
Okay.
like put in the hospital.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Wow.
Yeah, meds crazy. He had a book. God, I hope I'm not mentioning the wrong guy. I'm pretty sure it's Daryl Hammond. I think he had some serious issues at one point. But yeah, he's the announcer for SNL now, right?
I'm not sure. I don't watch it as much as I
Yeah.
should, but
Anyway, why don't we take a quick time out, E? Maybe we can look that up before I
was trying to look it up.
Blast his good name. And we'll come back and we'll tell you about this California woman facing eviction and how she chose to handle that.
Problem solver.
Absolute problem solver. We'll do that and much more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey, it's Steve Gabarra from Zot Ford and Holly, the only dealership offering 2 for $252. Right now at Zot Ford, you get 2 brand new 16 Ford F-150 4x4 Super Cabs for just $252 with $1,000 due. That's 2 trucks for just 1 payment of $252. I'll say it again, lease 2 F-150s for just 1 payment of $252 per month. Hurry to Zot Ford and Holly, home of the 2 for $252, because leasing 2 trucks for the price of 1 can't last long.
Detroitcast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
Welcome back to the show. You love doing that, don't you?
You comes.
Just want to hit drops.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. They're fun.
What do?
Welcome back to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. And did you see Batman v Superman had a
I don't hate him, but I just don't think he's that good.
had a good weekend?
I did see that.
Open.
Can I
with
tell
the-
you, the only thing I want to see in that movie is like how the whole Detroit thing played out locally, how they
Yeah.
filmed it. I just don't care about that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
You like Batman and Superman?
No,
Really?
I think you misread my
I think I have.
desire to see anything with Batman or Superman in it.
Really?
I don't hate them, I guess,
Yeah.
but I don't. Yeah,
Does it surprise you it had a good opening?
no.
100. They said, and I don't know what the final take was, but over 170 million taken in
Is
North
this
America.
kind of an odd time though to bring out a blockbuster like that? Aren't they usually summer or Christmas?
Yeah.
So like March, middle of March.
Yeah.
But
That is a good point. You're right. They usually are the summer blockbusters.
it was
or
long
Christmas.
awaited. I wonder if they looked at it and bringing it out at Christmas and they saw Star Wars and were like, we'll let that settle for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. I guess it cost them. That's a good start. I mean, if in North America it made 180 million or whatever it made in the opening weekend, they say it's the sixth best weekend opening of all time. It cost about 250 million to make, and nearly as much to market.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
It is, given that like all of us were kind of like, is that coming out? It wasn't
Yeah.
really on our radar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The critics absolutely slammed it though. The critics weren't big on this movie for whatever reason. And but people didn't take that advice. They went and I guess they liked it. Wonder Woman, I guess, steals the movie. I guess the Wonder Woman thing, and I haven't seen it, but people really seem to be thought that was great. The critics though, Chicago Reader, for instance, said not as bad as Bush v. Gore, but close. Deadspin said, oof, Lex Luthor is a drag. Jesse Eisenberg preens, over enunciates, and waxes crazily pedantic, like no one told him he's not in a Sorkin movie anymore.
Yeah, I don't really like that guy. You know who they're talking about?
I do.
How do you feel about him as Lex Luthor?
Yeah, he doesn't seem like Lex Luthor seems like an older guy to me. Like I think of bald guy in his 50s.
Yeah.
In a suit. Isn't that Lex Luthor?
Yeah.
Entertainment Weekly. It's another running smash and bash orgy of CGI mayhem. That right there says
No interest.
everything I need to know about that movie. With an ending that leaves the door open wide enough to justify the next 10 installments. Is it too late to demand a rematch? The New Republic said Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice is a joyless slog filled with scenes of gloomy characters confronting their demons or wrestling with their insipid moral quandaries. It's not a superhero movie so much as it is an excruciating therapy session in which there are occasionally huge explosions and guys in capes.
Sounds great.
Yeah. The New York Post said constantly threatening to collapse from self-seriousness, this epic has way too much of everything, including CGI.
How many of these Henry Cavill Superman movies were there prior? Just the one? I think you said you saw that and didn't like it.
I hated Man of Steel. I didn't understand how you could have these guys flying at each other and crashing into each other through buildings, and yet in the end, you take him down with a punch. It was like, wait a minute, you just plowed that guy through 4 skyscrapers, like going in this side of the wall, coming out the other side of the wall, and through this wall and out the other, and now all of a sudden you've got the strength to take him down. Like that doesn't make sense at all. But that's kind of this guy's known for that. Zack Snyder, is it the guy that made this new movie?
So the Batman, obviously Affleck is Batman in this one. We've seen Christian Bale. We've seen a bunch of Batman before. Does this one build off of the Christian Bale movie?
I think it's totally different.
I saw one of those, Dark Knight Rising or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But weren't there 3 of those or 2 of those with Christian Bale?
Yeah. Yep.
So that's not necessarily like playing off that. It's just
No, I don't think
more
so at all.
Batman.
Yeah,
Okay.
different guy playing Batman,
And as
different role.
you mentioned the other day, we gets family murdered again, so we understand where his angst comes from.
Sure.
Cannot be denied.
USA Today says, "Will Batman vs Superman will please those either waiting for the two main players to lock horns on a movie screen or those who have just been pining for Wonder Woman forever." The Wrap said that face-off between two comic legends becomes but one in a series of big things bashing into other big things, which is what Snyder and the writers mistake for storytelling. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, the take was good, so they'll make more. But I'm kind of with you, Jay. The fact that it was shot around here makes me
Mildly
wanna,
interesting.
Yeah, makes it interesting, I suppose. But you know,
If it didn't have that, would you care at all?
no.
Zero.
There's not a chance. Maybe I would see it if it was on HBO or something, and I was home on a night not doing anything. I could see throwing it on. Like, oh, okay, it's on HBO, whatever. But going to the theater for that, no. The only reason I would want to go to the theater is strictly because of the Detroit connection.
Not even as a double feature, Mike. Not even as the second in the string.
Now that you mention it, isn't it like 2.5 hours long though?
Yeah,
I think it's
I heard
really
it's
long. That's interesting though that your boys aren't interested in seeing it.
No,
Like they were interested in Star Wars, which is kind of weird to me because those
probably
kids
just because
didn't.
of me.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey guys, we should see we should see Star Wars, Dad. Sure.
Yeah.
They've not mentioned a thing about Batman and Superman ever.
Really?
They don't give a shit.
Are those cartoons still on anymore? Like, can you watch the Justice League on a Saturday morning? Or is that all gone now?
I don't.
Saturday morning cartoons in general are gone, I believe.
I don't have cable, so I
there
don't
was
know.
a big
wrong
thing-
person to ask. Sorry.
a big to do about that. I thought like a year or two ago where they said they're just gone now completely. Like I still had Saturday morning cartoons,
Yeah.
but I think they're gone now. In general.
Well, I guess I'll see it. I'll see it at some point. I will. Who am I kidding? I mentioned before the break this woman facing eviction in California, Northern California. She decided the best way to handle the eviction notice was to douse herself in gasoline and set herself on fire.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
Nearly killed her. Didn't kill her though.
Oh, wow.
Dude, come on.
Almost destroyed. Yeah, you'd trust me. You would wish that killed you if you doused yourself in gasoline.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
that would
you
hurt
would.
so bad for so long. That is a pain you can't sleep through. You can't. That would suck for eternity. Oh,
Yeah, for
forget
a
it.
very, very long time.
She absolutely almost destroyed this 4-unit property where she lived. Melissa McMullen's her name. She doused herself in gas, laid down in her bed, and flicked a lighter.
Ooh, a final act of desperation.
The room erupted in flames. She tried to escape out of her bedroom window. Wonder how soon the flick of
Big
that
mistake. Big mistake.
Yeah.
Hey.
before we realized
It just reminds me of Jay.
any other option would have been better than
Right.
this.
Exposed nerve endings.
Just reminds me of Jay and his wanting to be shot and how fast
Yeah.
he would
Just
regret
in the
that.
leg, for the record.
Yeah, but
The
still, how
calf,
fast
probably.
that would
Yeah.
turn to regret.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably pretty fast.
it would. The sad thing about that, like, that's one thing. If like I want to do this, if I want to douse myself in gas and just go, I've had enough. I can't do this one more minute longer and spark myself. Whatever. I don't have any kids. You know, my
No one
family would
care.
probably be sad for a week or so. But like I don't have kids. This woman's got a couple kids who
Oh.
are in the house.
Oh,
Her son burst in and dragged her out of the house, saving her life. She was hospitalized with 3rd-degree burns. No one else was hurt. She was due to be evicted April 30th because of ongoing dispute she was in with neighbors. She had texted her sons a goodbye note, and then and that obviously intended to kill herself.
couldn't she at least just let the sons think that maybe there was just a mistake, like lit a
Spontaneous combustion.
Well, lit a cigarette or something. I don't know. Got the sheets ablaze, or I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. It
Sounds
does.
a little mentally ill to me.
She went too soon too. She had till April 30th.
That's what struck me about the story too.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah,
It's
he
kind
could
of
have held on for another month at
a little
least.
premature.
Mm.
Who knows what could happen in a month?
Yeah, think it could have turned around.
Completely.
A Texas woman
That's
is
a lot of optimism. Oh, Jesus. From the fact that you might burn yourself alive to a month later, just
You never know.
that's true.
a Texas woman, speaking of houses, her house was mistakenly torn down. I think this is good news. I think this
probably. I would guess that most likely it's very good news. She's about to get a new house.
As long as you have insurance.
Yeah, well, even if you don't have insurance, you can get the public on your side for something like this. I guess the city contracted some demolition company to come in and
wait, didn't we see a story like this about 6 months ago?
No, it was more than 6 months ago, I believe. Maybe I don't know time wise.
What was
it was that dude.
Yeah, I remember
he was on vacation in Florida. Like he was like down there.
It's a long-term vacation.
Yeah.
But not so long-term that you rip his house down.
Yeah.
He's gone for like 3 months or something.
Yes, and he came back and there was nothing on his property.
there was the cement walk,
the 2-track cement.
Yeah, walk up for his garage and for like what would have been the walk up to his porch.
Right.
He's standing there and just a forlorn look on his face.
Yeah.
Where's my house?
She said that they've sincerely apologized to her, which is a good start.
That's a good start.
I'm satisfied that they apologized, but will not know really until they make me an offer. They told her they're going to work to make it right. So a tornado went through in December near Dallas, caused major damage to more than 1,000 homes and businesses. Her home, which she shared with her boyfriend and newborn baby, was one of them. The roof was blown off, and all of her family's belongings were completely destroyed, forcing them to go to a rental home. The tornado damaged the house. However, it was still salvageable. That is until this team arrived.
See, this is great news for her. That was shit, man.
Yeah, right?
And now she's going to get a brand new house.
So they come in and they're like, "Yep, we've got the address," and they have the right address but the wrong street, and so they just went in with the right numbers but the wrong street and demolished 2 houses, just wiped them down to nothing. Oh, imagine you think this tornado's been a huge dick and has come and taken your roof and all your belongings and all that shit, and then you come home and some asswipe has demolished the whole property. That's too bad.
Oh my God.
It was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe it happened. The demolition company says this arrow is because of Google Maps. It's Google Maps' fault. Apparently Google Maps screwed them big time. We're going to make it right. We're definitely going to do right by both homeowners. The city says, we're not to blame. Don't blame us. We issued those permits for the 2 homes on Cousteau Drive. That's from the city's perspective. That's what we've done to this point. So they filed Diaz and the other owner said that 3 other homeowners filed against the demolition company listing damages at $200,000. She was trying to raise the funds herself to help rebuild. And so, but yeah.
Oh, it's perfect. It's like when you get in an accident and your car's not quite totaled, but you kind of wish it was, because it's going to be, they'll fix it, but it's going to be kind of cockeyed.
It's never going to run the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, God, I'd wish they just total it so I can get a brand new car. Well, she got her brand new house here.
Yeah, this is
great news.
Awesome. Really?
That's what I thought.
She bombed,
but she's got to play that.
Yeah,
she's got to play the whole. I love my house. It's irreplaceable.
My child was born here.
Yeah.
Blah blah. We had the writings on the wall of how tall they were,
good
or whatever.
Point. Yes, exactly.
You can't rebuild those.
You can't
rebuild
memories.
those. You can't just make those up.
Spring is almost here, which means soon April showers will bring May flowers. So let's start celebrating spring a little bit early at Zott Ford in Holly, where right now you can lease a new 15 Ford Edge for just $199 per month with only $1,000 out of pocket. You heard right, $199 for an all-new 15 Ford Edge while supplies last from our friends at I-75 and Exit 98. See their blasphemous deals and massive inventory at ZottFord.com.
Remember the story we watched, I don't know how many months ago, of the Russian doctor who just cracked that dude in the face and killed him. One punch, knocked him down. And I think the guy hit his head.
Yeah.
He fell back and hit his head. He was drunk as shit.
Yeah, he was messing with a nurse.
Yeah, he kicked the nurse, is what they say. The family of that guy that was killed is suing that doctor for $1 million now.
Is that it?
Yeah.
They're in Russia, right?
Yeah, exactly. Evgeny Vatin collapsed after the one punch. He's the victim. Dr. Ilya Zelendiov attacked him in the hospital emergency room back in December after he kicked a nurse while being treated. The doctor has now been sentenced to 9 years in jail for that.
You're kidding.
No, I wouldn't joke about that, Paul. 9 years. That seems like a hefty punishment.
Really?
Well,
I killed
he
a guy.
murdered somebody
He
essentially.
didn't. Well, he wasn't trying to kill him.
Dude.
He was trying to stick up for his nurse, man.
You always. God, he
What?
he thinks like anything over a year is like really.
Well, 9 years.
I think he's just setting himself up for something
Yeah,
I think he does down the line.
something's gonna
Oh
happen.
yeah, like I'm a real threat to society. Not you guys don't think that's kind of harsh? 9 years,
No.
accidental
He killed
death.
the guy. Who cares?
Yeah.
It wasn't accident. I mean, it was accidental death, but I mean,
He
dude,
brought the hammer, man.
Well,
You take an action like that, take your victim as you find him.
well, if you want your nurses being groped and whatnot,
we don't know
consequences
if that
too.
was even happening.
Yeah, that's what they said happened.
He said, right?
Well, there was video.
Okay.
Brutal video. He just comes storming in and bam.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
Fuck.
he was sentenced to 9 years and 2 months in a high security prison. So I don't know if they'll get $1 million out of him. See, I would want the guy working. That's how you're going to collect your $1 million. It's kind of the Vince Neil defense when he killed that guy.
Oh yeah,
And Razzle from what band was that he killed? And got shit faced drunk and hopped in his car and went to the corner to get beer and killed Razzle from another band and they were going to throw him in jail. This is right after Shout at the Devil album and tour.
Mhm.
And the family that he lost like a $2 million judgment and they were like, Your Honor, look, I mean, we'd love to pay this $2 million judgment, but the only way that Vince Neil is ever going to be able to pay this debt to society, which he should pay, is if he's out on the road playing sold out shows. And
so he never did time.
He did 2 months.
Wow.
For killing Razzle. But when you look at it though, it's like, yeah, I mean, does the family want the money or do they want Vince to sit in jail forever?
Good point. I'd take the money.
Yeah.
It's a crime against society, Mike, not just the family. We have to remember that.
Well,
society wants him locked up.
They didn't remember that. They sent him out on tour to tour the world. And he got drunk on the road. It was a whole thing. The band was all mad at him because he kept getting fucked up on the road.
What would you think that was going to happen?
Mm-hmm. Did you hear about that local girl, by the way? 17-year-old girl in Detroit tried to kill her family.
Yeah, wasn't it Plymouth or some suburb like Livonia, Plymouth?
Yeah. She was in court yesterday, sentenced to 10 to 20 years. She didn't even kill anyone.
He's gonna object to that too.
No, I'm not.
She tried to kill her whole family, right?
Dude,
her two
something-
siblings.
Looking at her face, I just go,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, there's
She
no
done
bringing-
it.
Yeah, there's
Or-
just like,
or thought to done it.
yeah. Obviously she
Wait,
did.
wait,
but-
what's going on with the other dude, by the way? Who is that?
That's the boyfriend.
That's the boyfriend.
Can I
The
see that
family
again?
says brainwashed her.
Yeah.
Does he look like an
Charlie
alien or something?
Villanueva looking
Oh, yeah.
dude.
Yeah, you're right,
no
too.
hair, eyebrows and shit.
Yeah, they both kind of have.
God, the brows are important to normalcy, aren't they?
Ooh, I didn't even realize that. Is that the flash that's doing that? That removed is the camera flash that removed his eyebrows?
Yeah,
Or
he
are those
doesn't-
just gone.
No, it looks like they are there. It looks like they're very
Ugh.
light.
That is smooth a sheen look on a face as you'll ever see.
Quite the
Villanueva,
cranium, or that's quite the head he's got going on. there.
Cranium?
No, dang it.
Sorry.
Damn it, Mike.
I know,
Why
I
did
know.
you dig him out of that one?
Sorry.
You're about to explore East pronunciation of head, the technical term for head. You just bailed him out.
He pulled a Porky Pig, didn't he? He was trying to say
I gave it one attempt.
rain.
I gave it one attempt, and then I realized I wasn't going to say it right, so I just said a head, and then you bailed me out like Jay said.
Damn it, I'm like,
Sorry.
no, you got this. See,
Say cranium.
right.
Were you
There
going to
we
get
go.
cranium?
I don't know, but I don't know what I
Sorry,
started to
I
say.
apologize,
but,
folks.
Well, there'll be more opportunities. Don't worry.
he did bail me out though. But look at this thing, dude.
Yeah, it's the lack of eyebrow, right?
But not just that. Like it.
The prominence of the forehead.
That's a big forehead, a
Neanderthalish.
high head.
Yes.
The family didn't want her going to jail, by the way.
Cro-Magnon man. Is that what you think of when you see him?
I don't know who is that a person? Never,
Um,
never mind. Sorry.
Her name's
Sorry.
Roxana Sikorsky. She was just 15 years old when this happened back in October of 2014. She woke up in the middle of the night and sliced her little brother's throat.
Damn, you sliced me in the neck, man.
Yeah. Oh, what a nightmare. I'd never be able to sleep right again.
Oh,
I mean,
Never,
talk
dude.
about putting locks on your door for the rest of time.
You wake up and there's your sister slicing your throat.
Now
Fist
that
fillet knife.
Yes. Now that dude, like obviously he can't get the money that, like when we were talking about the Aaron Andrews and whether you'd be shocked the rest. That would be a reason to me that you would not that you would need sleeping pills or whatever the rest of your life, dude. Someone waking up like that would be horrible, dude.
She's locked up. You got a nice lock on your door.
No, but I
think
could. You
that
could.
does it for me.
I wouldn't be her to me.
not
It'd
for
be
me.
anybody. It'd be. I would just think anybody and everybody would be.
If your sister can do it, why not someone else? Right.
Everybody could do it at that point.
Before the judge read the sentence, and I didn't catch the judge's name. I'm sure it was in some of the local papers, but her mother addressed the court and pleaded for mercy for her adopted daughter. She's in desperate need of continued psychological help, said her mom, Lauren. She is still fragile, and an adult prison would shatter her delicate world. How will sentencing her as an adult help her? Is this justice? Her father, Jeffrey, added he was disgusted with how the trial unfolded, and he worries about how she'll fare in prison. She's vulnerable. She's young. So Roxana was 4 years old when she was adopted by her parents from Poland. Due to abuse she suffered in early childhood, Roxana was diagnosed with reactive attachment disorder, a mental illness where children are unable to form an emotional attachment with their caregivers. That doesn't sound like one you can fix. I'm not a doctor, but I would think that's just who you are. It's kind of like Big E.
I thought you were looking at me.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of. The judge nonetheless sentenced her to 10 to 20 years. Meanwhile, the boyfriend who encouraged her to kill her family is serving a life sentence for the crime, which is kind of cool too, that he got a life sentence for that. I would think, that is good news. His name's Michael Rivera. He's now 24. He allegedly convinced, nice 24-year-old banging a 14-year-old dude. He convinced Roxana to join the plot shortly after he was arrested for having illegal sex with the underage girl. So this genius, this asshole,
he gets caught having sex with their daughter, right?
He figures, well, they can't prosecute me if the family's dead and not able to testify against me. Good logic.
Kill the whole family.
So we'll kill the whole family. So they've got texts between these two.
Oh my god!
And
oh my god!
I mean, the depth of moron. I mean, it's just like, dude, you have to be such a moron on such a huge level to think this plot is going to work. You're going to convince a 14-year-old to pull this quadruple murder off. You've been texting her about it.
So 2 of the kids die, or what?
None of them
how'd this
died.
play out? There's two brothers. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Both biological from the parents.
I think
She's
so.
the only adopted.
I think they were all adopted.
Okay.
Her and her 2 siblings from Poland were adopted. The man apparently texted her detailed instructions on how to kill her parents and siblings the night of the incident. Baby, I'm here. Just cut the throat quickly on both of them. Just stab their necks, baby, at the artery.
Baby.
Roxana responded, I can't. I'm not a psycho. Stab like slice, but like you're cutting a tomato. Okay, 1 slice is all it takes.
Gross, man.
So she decides to start with her little brother, wakes up at 2 a.m, sneaks into his bedroom and cuts him with a fish fillet knife.
Who would you start with, E?
There's not as many people living in the house anymore.
Okay, well, let's assume your siblings are there. Your siblings, your parents, Nana. Who do you start with?
I don't have any of them.
Well, okay, this happens. Your boyfriend texts you. He's like, you got to slice their neck. What do you do?
I'm not going to respond until one of you guys responds.
Oh, I'd start with my little sister.
I'd start with my little sister, too.
Yeah.
How about you, E?
Brother.
Wow, why?
Wow.
Why? What did he ever do to you?
My sister more than we've discussed
Oh, yeah, you want to
this.
bang your sister. He wants to save that.
That's
for later.
not why.
Would you bang your sister after you kill her?
No, I would not. And I wouldn't kill her either. But
see, we have totally different reasons for why we'd start where we would start. Your brother might put up a much bigger struggle than your sister, right?
No, I was just totally lying when I said my sister. I just wanted him to answer.
See, I would start with my sister because I think it'd be easier. Like it'd be harder to.
Yeah, I wouldn't kill any of my parents or my.
Neither would I. So.
Yeah, well, except your brother.
Yeah,
you really
we heard about
like
that. There's something deep seated there.
No.
We heard about the feud that went on for several years.
That is well.
Remember that they didn't talk for several years.
Yes, that's fine
it's
now.
Documented.
Yeah. Okay. So the feud is
and
over.
it was totally E's fault. If you remember.
Yeah,
100%. Like Brian didn't do shit. Brian was just a normal good dude going through life, working hard in school.
At least that was on me to admit that it was my fault. So what are you gonna do? That's gone, done and gone with.
So how is he gonna feel now when he receives this piece of audio?
Yeah.
saying that you want to kill him with a fish fillet.
I did not say that.
Tape speaks for itself.
Well, it speaks for both of yourselves too. So,
so she like half-heartedly cuts the kid, and then he screams, and she's like, ah! And runs out of the house, and then it all fell apart.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's not well executed.
I know.
What?
I know.
That execution was poorly executed.
Agreed.
Oh my God, humanity.
What's wrong with people?
That is so. What adult? Like he's banging this chick banging a 24-year-old dude. Nice.
Yeah.
What did he?
What do you mean?
Just-
What's he thinking? He's
just-
thinking, I got a piece of pussy.
Just absolute no thought of what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. You know, the next 5 minutes, let alone.
People must really think they're going to get away with that. I don't know how that's possible, but I also don't know how it's possible that a kid will write the N-word on their stomach and take pictures and post it on social media and think they're not going to catch shit for that either. I don't understand.
Lunacy.
Yeah.
I don't know that
You're
it's
texting
lunacy,
those texts aren't going to be back, and like the daughter, like that chick is going to get away with murder too. That's the other. So I guess he's just worried at that point about him not getting prosecuted, right? He doesn't care if she gets prosecuted as a murder. He won't get prosecuted for the rape or for
but how can you not think that next step? Like, okay, could they implicate me? Yeah, I just texted her. Like,
with instructions.
How can you be such a moron?
Yeah, honestly though, the more I think about it, if I talk to Ian to whacking Nana or something, I wouldn't think that I could do life for that. That's learn something. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I guess you'd think. Well,
I would think, hey,
is that going to be a deterrent?
Yeah, that will be more of a deterrent. I figured, I get a weekend or something,
slap on the wrist.
Yeah, but he did it.
Right. I didn't do nothing. I just put it in his head.
Yeah. Can't help it that he's a moron and he followed through with it. That's on him.
I didn't know he was going to do it.
Staying with the Foster families, boy, what a monster out of New York. This 56-year-old guy or 59-year-old guy, he's being charged with sexually abusing 7 of his adopted children.
Damn it.
14 years after a social worker first issued a complaint about him. Cesar Gonzalez Mugabaru from New York fostered. How many kids do you think someone can foster in their life?
Not familiar with the foster
probably
care
if you do it if you're actually good at it and you're actually helping the kids, right? Couldn't it be hundreds? I mean,
I don't know.
140.
Wow.
Dude, that seems like a tremendous amount of people to be fostering.
Well, if you had the house and you're just rolling kids through and they're getting adopted, just like how many animals will Beth foster?
2. She said 2.
But okay, well, let's talk 10 years from now.
Yeah. He was getting, I'm thinking about going into this line of work though, if I could pull it off.
Yeah,
the
what'd you get
government
per
money?
kid?
$18,000 a month.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
That's why people do this.
Yes.
They can't be that much to raise, right, Jay?
But it sounds like he was just using these kids. He was just using these kids to bang.
It down.
Could you? What do you know? What I'm saying? Couldn't you do it on 10,000 pocket 8?
What raise
Raise a
7
kid?
kids at a time?
But per kid.
How many kids for that $18,000?
Over 2 decades, he earned as much as $18,000 a month from government subsidies, and it sounds like he had upwards of 7-8 kids at a time.
Oh no, that'd be close.
That'd be a bitch.
Be a lot of trips to Costco.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah. He allegedly victimized children as young as 8. In one instance, is accused of sexually banging a female dog as well.
What does that have to-
I know. This social worker, Debbie Edwards, filed several complaints about this guy after some of his kids attended schools where she worked, but she was repeatedly blown off by administrators. He cared for 6 to 8 children at a time since '96 and adopted some of the foster children who were developmentally disabled.
There you go.
District Attorney Thomas Spada said that this guy was only charged with abusing 7 children because the statute of limitations had expired on most of the others. So it sounds like that number could have been much higher. We know there were other victims. It appears the boys were sheltered from the community in order to conceal the abuse, and the kids were not allowed to participate in any extracurricular activities at school, no sports, nothing. He also banned them from dating, using the phone, or inviting friends over. So do you think these would all be tip-offs?
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently they were to the one lady. The children were fed twice a day and made to eat on the floor. The investigation is ongoing. She tried to initiate investigations in 2002 after she learned his 16-year-old son had been booted from the house because he was dating a girl. And so She said, my professional instincts told me things were way wrong in the house. In another case, a young boy under his care desperately needed glasses, but he simply said he was incapable of providing them. When she confronted him, the foster parent allegedly asked, what should I do? Drop my pants? She's like,
What?
yeah,
What?
that's not an appropriate response to, you got to get the kid glasses.
Paying you 18 grand a month here.
Yeah.
What should I do? Drop my pants?
That was his quote. What should I do? Drop my pants?
I'm gonna start saying that to people when they're pissed about stuff I've done. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna, Eric, why isn't this room clean? They're like, what am I supposed to do? Drop my pants? I'm gonna start saying that.
It's not a bad move. I mean, it kind of shakes up the moment.
Dude,
I mean, really, how do you respond to that?
Right.
What should I do? Drop my pants?
There's no response, and now you're totally on a different issue at this point. Like,
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad. I don't think that's a bad go-to move.
you've just completely killed whatever they were there for at that point. Now,
Yeah.
they've moved on.
Yeah, now they're wondering if you're crazy. They're also trying to figure out, they're like, there's no record of employment for this guy, so this sounds like it was his employment record. Not good.
140 of them only charged with 7. Like, why would he stop at 7? You know?
I mean,
Yeah,
it'd have
he
to be,
wouldn't.
I would say at least 100 of those, right? If not all of them.
Gross.
Oh, yeah, he'll probably end up in jail for hopefully a good few weeks. Really teach him a lesson. My guess is he'll go to jail for the rest of his life for that. How would you like that guy? Oof.
What
Just
should I do?
creeping up
Drop
behind
my
you.
pants?
Yeah, there's what should I do? Drop my pants, guy.
You think about that, E? Ugh.
God,
You guys familiar with Cat Williams, the comic?
No.
not really.
Have you seen the video of him fighting that kid? It was going around the other day. You pull it up on our over here. He got into a fight with like a 7th grader. It seems like every other day, Cat Williams. There's this Cat Williams story out there.
I don't know who this is.
He's a comedian. He's a wee little dude. He's like 5'4", and stand-up comic. But he's one of these that can't get out of his own way. He's constantly accused of like beating on chicks or fighting or pulling a gun, all kinds of shit. But he was doing stand-up the other night at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn and talked about this incident that I'll play you here. The kid in 7th grade, by the way, is 17 years old.
Oh my. What?
Yeah.
Do we have it, E? In portrait.
Always.
Hell yeah, OG.
One of those is him?
Yeah,
He
that's
is
him on
weed.
the left.
Wow, he's weed. Just walking.
Oh yeah. Oh.
The filmer is trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Hey, what up? Hey, what up? Hey, what up?
I don't understand what we're watching. They're just arguing.
So he's sitting against the wall now, and everyone's crowding around him.
Hey, stand up. Stand up.
Make me.
Hey, bro. You know.
Got out of jail. They probably had my biggest shoe.
Hey, I thought you was real funny before, bro. Hey, bro, I think you hilarious, bro.
Hey.
You're gonna have acne till you're 26.
Just keep talking that
So what?
Hey, what? Hey, once he get up, it's over. He get up, it's over.
Hey, bro.
Toe to toe at this point.
Once Caleb swing is over, don't do it.
I'm talking for real. I mean, you know what to do.
How old is this guy, Cat?
42.
Hey, you better back up, Cat.
41.
Get your dumb ass move the out my way, little boy.
Oh, what's up?
Little boy, I told you. You fuck up me. Yeah.
They're about the same size.
Not the 17-year-old kid.
Be his ass up, Cat.
No, he's got Cat Williams in a headlock.
Be his ass up, Cat.
Cat is not very tough.
No.
Okay.
He wants to be tough. They break it up.
Tell me that's your child. No, you get me first, bro. That's what happened. Back up on me, little boy.
Yeah, get out.
I got sons.
He's laying on his back. Like, this is
Yeah. So he continues to yell at the kid, but he was out riding his motorcycle and says the cops were following him. So he pulled his motorcycle over and found some kids playing in a park playing soccer and decided to join them.
okay.
And the team that he joined was losing the soccer game. And then he arrived and helped them win. You know that feeling. That's a great feeling. Help
Right.
bring the team back from certain defeat and win. And this kid was talking big shit, apparently. And that's how it escalated to this point. But it wouldn't be that big of a deal if it wasn't for his history of problems. Just last month, he was picked up on charges of aggravated assault, terrorist threats, and false imprisonment after an incident in Georgia where he threatened to kill a man police believed worked as his bodyguard.
God, he looks like a total pussy, though.
Yeah.
Such a total pussy. It's stunning.
Corey Dixon told authorities that after refusing to commit a crime at the request of Williams, the comedian took him to his home where he encouraged a female friend to beat him with a baseball bat and choke him. And I guess Cat had a gun on him
Jeez.
during this. Yeah.
I've never heard of this dude nor seen him.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's that funny, to be honest with you. But
I don't know. He
dude,
had to
he's
come
playing
back.
the Barclays Center.
Right. I know. That's
the
main arena in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that possible?
Williams was also arrested the following day for punching a clerk at a pool store. While investigating that incident, they found firearms and huge quantities of weed in his house. TMZ later reported the family members were claiming Williams was also naked and covered in chocolate when police entered the home.
Why? What?
Something he confirmed, by the way, saying, "I like a bitch to lick it off before he gets fucked to sleep."
Oh, Cat. Oh, Cat.
He wants the bitches to lick the chocolate off him before he gets fucked to sleep. That's funny, right?
Yeah.
Who hasn't been caught in a situation like that? The amount of times that I've asked Beth to lick chocolate off me before she fucks me to sleep, it's uncountable. It's an uncountable amount of times. It's nice to know I'm not the only one. Williams told police he was inside his hotel when he witnessed a car crash outside. He got battery charges a month ago in Los Angeles too. So he says, I was upstairs in my hotel room and I heard a car crash downstairs outside. So I went out to see who I could help. And then people started making fun of him for being wee.
So he gets in another fight.
He says some tall rappers were making fun of me for being wee. And so he got into a fight with them. He was told he told the men to shut up, at which point they punched him and it was just self-defense.
Little Napoleon dude.
Yeah. In 2006, he's been other charges since 2006, include carrying a concealed firearm, burglary, criminal trespass, felony intimidation of a witness, assault with a deadly weapon, child endangerment, and multiple other assaults, in addition to the ones mentioned above. This isn't going to end well for Cat Williams.
Yeah, right. It's not good, dude. And he looks so he looks like such a pussy.
Yeah.
Just laying there on his back and everything, kind of with his foot up. Like,
yeah.
What you do in like third grade with your brother or some shit.
How do we get to the point where we have 17-year-olds in seventh grade? That might have been more disturbing than the actual fight. How does that happen? Is that kind of what Ed Bolin was telling us about?
Yeah, he did have some really old ninth graders, but 17-year-old seventh grader?
Dude, what
Russell's in seventh grade.
What is he, 12?
Just turned 13, I think.
13? I mean, dude, you're 4 to 5 years behind the curve. Oof. What's the point? At that point, I mean, what do you graduate high school at 22? You buying liquor for your buddies in high school?
You're the closest one. You did 2 8th grades.
That's not even close to the same thing.
Are you like 17 in ninth grade?
No.
How old were you when you graduated high school? Did you graduate high school?
Yes, I graduated high school.
How old were you?
I was 19.
But
so I did it that March birth. You know, I mean, I should have been. You're right. I probably should have been. I should have been an early 18, and instead I was an early 19 for sure. But
I guess like you shouldn't be driving yourself to school in 7th grade. That just seems...
you should not be driving in with your math teacher.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't have a student parking lot at Russell School, do they?
They do not.
They'd have to make up a parking space
just for him.
Right.
I mean, honestly, dude, if everything went perfectly, now obviously it's been a rough go for the first 17 years. I mean, if you're in 7th grade, but if you go forward and you just ace everything from here on out, you're talking about graduating high school at like at least 21, possibly 22.
Well, obviously that's not going to happen. You're just going to get a GED at 18, but assuming that you will.
I don't know. Anyway,
We have some email, Mike.
what do we got?
Before we get to email, got to mention our buddy Mark Leibovitz, financial advisor extraordinaire. How much money will you need in retirement? For most of us, the answer is not at all clear. Retirement doesn't have to be a mystery, though. Contact Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial today to learn the answer to one of the most important questions for your retirement. Call today. Tell him you are a friend of the show for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. 248-626-2000 and ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
You know, we have to thank Jennifer for her fine contribution over PayPal, our donation button there on DetroitCast.com. There you'll see a button labeled donate. And Jennifer used that the other day, and we appreciate the donation. Appreciate everybody who's been donating to the show and using the Amazon link.
Yes, very helpful.
Curtis writes in, the lawyer, hermit, and non-tipping cheapskate still in the closet ass.
Ooh.
Eric,
Assuming
at the game with free tickets and you cannot tip a couple bucks on a drink, you always tip anyone that brings your food or drink. That ensures better treatment and service the next time.
Do you tip the concession stand guy?
Great comeback, but it was not a concession stand.
Yes, it was.
Well, that's what Jay has to say. Jay follows up with Eric is 100% correct. You don't tip at a sporting event. I've never heard of doing this. If we start then it extends to concert at said palace and so on. Dude, you're at a bar.
No, you're not.
Yes, I understand not tipping the guy who's just carrying beers through the corridor, but at the bar, you're right. There are bars at the.
You chose to go to a bar as opposed to just grabbing a guy on the side for a Bud Light.
It's the same thing at the Palace to me, dude. Well, fine, I get it. You know what? I've already made my statement. I'm never going to a bar at the Palace again. I'll go to the hot dog line and I'll get my $9.50 Bud Light. Fine.
Okay. Craig writes in concerning Easter. We were talking about yesterday how Easter and Halloween are kind of getting stepped up as holidays. King, after hearing the lamentations of Mr. Walters on the expansion of Easter and Halloween celebrations, I think it's time we inform him of his job as the childless uncle in the family. You don't know what your job is, do you?
I have no idea where you're going with this.
It's incumbent upon him or Beth by default to send the extra Easter and Halloween card to each niece and nephew, no matter the age, with a couple bucks in each card, preferably a $5. You're not aware of this?
No. Seriously.
Oh, my God.
This is the first time I'm hearing of this.
You haven't...
Seriously? Are you being serious right now?
I'm sure you're familiar with this tradition, and we even have a great aunt that has stepped up in recent years. I'm sure Beth doesn't want to be saddled with more responsibility, but it's really part of the package, and now that her extended pseudo family is growing by leaps and bounds, she may as well embrace it. This is how he becomes the favorite uncle and not the crazy uncle back in Michigan. Think about that.
It doesn't bother me, though.
Yeah, dude, you're supposed to send a card with like a random $5, a crisp. I shouldn't say random, a crisp $5 bill or a $2. You could go 2 2s and a 1.
But don't you go 20s? I mean, if you're gonna try to look like a badass, you should go 20s. Why would you go 5s?
Okay, you're gonna set a precedent.
I don't want to be the nana that sends $1 and the kids are like, thanks.
Just be careful with the precedent you're setting.
Now you got 20s here.
You want to do the calculation over the years?
Well, I've only got 10 years left max.
Okay,
so a couple $100.
All right,
it's not too bad. It's like a tampon tax over a lifetime.
Eid, Marshall, and what's the new one? Charlotte?
I don't want to say.
What is it?
Why? Madison Page.
Oh, you forgot it.
No, I didn't forget it, but I didn't know if they...
Madison.
Huh?
Did you think we were going to make fun of Madison?
No, I didn't know if they settled on the name officially yet, but they did.
Okay. Marshall, Eid, and Madison. They should
3
be...
M's.
They should have...
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh. Or no, Eid. Why did I say mead? Never mind. I thought there was 3 M's there.
Yeah,
3 M's.
Never mind.
3 M's.
No, that's getting a little steep. You're right, Jay. Maybe I cut back to 5.
Yeah.
$60 a pop.
Go 2 2s and a 1.
Yeah, but then I got to go to the bank and get 2s.
You'll have to go to get bank at 5s. Trust me.
That's what I was going to say.
There's no way you just have enough 5s sitting around here.
I got to go to the store to get cards. Oh,
you go to the ebony section.
Mahogany.
Whatever. Shouldn't it be ebony?
I think they have mahogany. They might have. It might be ebony. What have I always said? It's the mahogany section is what they have where I go. There might be an. What is it? The For Us section. I can't remember.
Dude.
It's one of those. But yeah, ebony would be good. There might be an ebony section actually. It's my favorite section.
Aaron writes in, cult leader purported in episode 553 at 1743 that when ordering from the pizza restaurant that he gets a, quote, salad and pizza, end quote, when he gets a pickup order. Salad, really? Was it a salad minus the lettuce, add crust, marinara, pepperoni, sausage, ham, and extra cheese?
No.
You really want us to believe that you get a salad, Mike?
Yeah, it's
Mike?
delicious. I get the what's the name of it? It's got strawberries in it and onions. It's the Vincetta salad or I can't remember, but it's very good. It's very good.
Anonymous writes in, addiction got termed a disease so the medical field can bill insurance companies to treat it. Just big business being big business. So we were talking about addiction maybe a week ago. There has to be other recovering folks that listen that could pick apart everything about E. He has addictive personality written all over him.
Yeah.
Around AA tables, they would refer to the things E says as stinking thinking. That boy is headed for trouble. He worries me because he thinks he has it under control. And in a drunk, he went into somebody's home and crashed on their couch, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Something tells me he
Great
doesn't have a
story.
high bottom. That dude is covering a lot of shit up with drinking. He more than likely doesn't even know he's struggling with.
Oh, a high bottom. What's that mean?
His inability to feel for others, not liking human contact, his sexuality, his hygiene, his need for approval, goes on and on. Let's hope he grows out of it. I would never run somebody down for this. It sucks being uncomfortable in your own skin. Oh, poor E.
Yeah.
It's deeper than we thought.
According to that, according to that person.
It's autism, it's Asperger's, it's retardation generally, and it's addictive personality.
Addictive personality does suck. That's something like someone like you, Jay. You go out and just go, oh, I'll have a beer with dinner. That sounds delicious. And you have a beer. To people like E and I, we go, what's the point of having a beer if you're not going to get drunk and have fun with it? Like that's where the difference, like right out of the gate, right? E thinks it's a waste to have two beers.
I do it. I mean, I had just one at the Piston game we went to. But I know what you're saying.
That's because you had to pay for it.
I would have. That's not why.
A little more expensive.
Actually,
than you
the only
wanted.
reason why I didn't have more was the only thing that's the only saving grace for me probably would be is that I do hardcore fear the DUI. So, because I remember when I went up to halftime to go meet my friend, I remember I had some other friends at the game from work that were at the game. I thought about getting another beer, and I'm like, well, what's the point? You know, I'm driving home in another 45 minute, hour, maybe, whatever. Why am I going to get another beer? So for me, the DUI, I'm so terrified of getting a DUI that does save me probably.
So you don't believe you have any sort of drinking problem?
I didn't say that. I'm sure. Where
are we going with this then?
No, I'm just saying when he said about when Mike was saying about whether I can have a beer or not, I said I can, and then I realized, I can, but essentially
but you don't really see the value in that.
No, not really.
Yeah.
So you agree it's a problem?
I mean, probably. I don't know. Whatever.
Where's this going? Do you think?
Not to rehab.
Yeah.
Think it's going to end up well?
Who cares?
Yeah, rehab wouldn't be good for E.
No, it would not.
Who cares?
He wouldn't have
Is it gonna end up
empathy
well?
for
Who
anyone
cares?
else in the circle. He wouldn't. He wouldn't.
In the circle. Yeah, you're
he
right.
just wouldn't. Hi, my name's John, and I'm an alcoholic. He would go. Like,
Dude, you're screwed up.
You're worse than me.
Yeah.
So do you think it would it matter to you if it ended up hurting someone else or?
Nah.
What do you mean?
Well, I said, where do you think it's going? And you're like, who cares? What if it hurts someone else?
I don't know how it's
Does
going to
that
hurt
matter?
someone else.
Do you mean like it hurts you, Jay, or
What
you
if it-
mean
just
he
anyone?
runs a kid over?
You run somebody over.
I don't
Your
drive.
mom it ends up upsetting your mom really badly because you're just
Everything I do upsets my mom. So
yeah.
Fair.
Hi, Miss Fady.
Yeah, I'm.
By the way,
I'm not
You're
going to
really
run anyone
enjoying your
over
son.
because I don't, as I aforementioned, I don't really drive drunk. I feel uncomfortable after 2 Bud Lights. I almost don't know if I should be driving. So that's not going to happen.
Jason writes in regarding a craft brew called Pompous Ass. I picked up this beer because I like the name of it, Pompous Ass, and I like the look of the can. It was actually really good. In my head, I kept hearing Biggie yell, "You are a pompous ass!" at Jay.
Yeah, you called it Jay a pompous ass.
Yeah,
didn't you?
Which I
Yes.
stand by.
Stands by that.
Never heard of Pompous Ass as far as a beer goes, by the way.
The market is too flooded with craft
it's
beers.
become
Dude,
so
it's-
and now everyone has to feel like they need to. I mean, and I agree with him, dude. I don't disagree with him. If I saw that, I might think that'd be kind of a funny beer to buy. But you go to these places now, and everyone has to have a favorite, and there's so many.
Oh my God,
and we're
man.
so into our own. It's like, okay.
I was at soccer a couple weekends ago down in Dayton, and we went to a Whole Foods just to pick up some beer. And you walk in, oh my God, there's just friggin', 30 feet of craft beers, and it's just overload. You're just trying to read some of them. You're trying to figure out what the hell you're looking at. Just looking for something familiar. Like, what have I had before? Because I don't just want to grab. I don't want to pay for a beer that I don't know what.
Especially from a store. Like I said, I really enjoyed that beer fest or a snow like brewski fest that I did in Boyne.
Yeah, if you can get a flight and taste them.
Exactly. But dude, the idea of like going in one of those stores and just picking up a 6-pack, and they're more expensive. So pretty soon now you've laid down what, $12 on a 6-pack,
but you don't have to tip there, so that's good.
True.
I did that over the weekend
Why
too. I
not?
went and picked up 2 6-packs. Beth wanted Sierra Nevada, and I was like, I don't know how well I'm gonna like Sierra Nevada, so I'm gonna get something I do like. And Dos Equis, I like Dos Equis, so I went in there, and it took me 15 minutes to find Dos Equis and Sierra Nevada because there were so many damn craft beers, and they were all trying to outdo each other with creative packaging, and names.
Yeah,
and it's like I don't like. Good luck finding anything. It was impossible to find shit.
Gub writes in, G-U-B, Gub. My soon-to-be mother-in-law was traveling back from Hawaii last week on a bucket list trip with her friend and told about this woman they met in Seattle waiting for their connecting flight to Detroit. They started talking with a woman who was there on a layover from Alaska, and my mother-in-law asked, "Are you leaving there to get away from Sarah Palin?" Mother-in-law is very Democratic, not black. And as she gets older, she's losing her filter. The woman said, "No, I don't mind her. She's my sister-in-law."
Oh,
no way. Was this Todd?
It was Todd's sister they were talking to. As my mother-in-law tells me more about the conversation, she says, and she kept saying that there was an accident. What was on it? It was on a snowblower or something. She said that it's a snowmobile. I said, "Snow machine." And she yelled, "Yes, that's it." How did you know? I filled her in on the podcast and how Alaskans pronounce said snow device. On a side note, she's going to try out the show. She's only 16,
boy.
pretty cool to hang out with, even for a crat. Keep up the good work, guys. And just stay unmiked, Gub.
Thanks, Gub. I don't think his mom's going to dig our show.
Why not?
I just don't.
No, you don't know.
Could be pleasantly surprised, I suppose.
Translate over many ages and genders and political views. No,
maybe. We'll see.
God, you're looking doughy and supple. E.
I know.
You're gonna just get crushed today.
I know.
You're gonna suffer.
I know. It's not going to be good.
Can you endure?
Does Gab have a
That's
plan?
the question. I don't think. I was just like, can you still make it at noon? Yeah, sure, I'll be there. So
Okay.
I don't think she's really.
She hasn't
thought
worked
about
out
this.
a
regimen.
A regiment. Yeah.
She's going to put you on the stationary for the first 5 minutes to loosen you up.
Oh, the bike.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to loosen up on a dude. She took it way easy on you.
What are you talking about? That's what she did the couple times I went and saw her. She put
we
me
don't
on
have
the
we don't
stationary.
have time for that.
All right.
Ain't nobody got time for that. We're showing up.
Trying to give him the lay of the land.
No, he's gonna go in there and he's gonna start working.
Oof.
Well, whatever.
Bob writes in Ho Chi Minh, Ho Tu Chin, and Ho Yu Sin. I reference back to your discussions on vandalism. That was a while ago. When I was a brat shithead 6th grader, a friend and I took a pocket full of marbles and destroyed a courtyard full of windows at our elementary school. Probably 23 by 6 windows, all with what looked like 200 bullet holes through them. I'm waiting for karma to catch up with me. I use the Amazon link. Insert Charlie Rose Amazon here. Amazon all the time. Good day, sir. I said good day, Bob. Dude, what drives kids to do that shit?
It's exclusive to one gender too.
You never see girls do.
Girls
anything
don't
like that.
do. I mean, at least they didn't. Maybe they are now, but they certainly didn't when we were growing up. It's got to be a testosterone thing or
one-upsmanship.
Yeah, like I don't remember ever doing that, like vandalizing things. I was never big into spray painting or breaking windows.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I would have been scared shitless.
Yeah.
Like every marble I threw, I'd have been like, oh my God, I'm screwed.
Well,
Yeah.
that would scare the fuck out of me. Just how loud that would be. I would feel like everyone would be. It would seem like however loud it really was, I feel like it would feel like it was 100 times louder. Like, you know what I mean? Just like thinking that any person in that area would have heard that. I feel like
Maybe it was dark. Maybe it was secluded.
Yeah, right. Maybe
It was under the cover of night.
I think
Oh,
I
I'm sure it
remember
was at night.
throwing like snowballs at cars.
Yeah,
Like that's as far as it went. As
Yeah.
unless there's stuff I've blanked out.
I know. I'm trying to think too. We definitely did that, throwing snowballs at cars,
Yeah.
which I felt really guilty about too, though. I
Yeah,
was like,
which
I
was
shouldn't
really
be doing this.
innocent.
This is not good. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Cause an accident.
You see that when
But I'm
you
gonna do it anyway.
When you see those brake lights.
Yeah.
It was like run.
Right.
That moment sucked.
Oh my God.
But
It was just like mixing things up, right? Like not
Yeah.
supposed to do this. I'm gonna kind of mix things up here.
yeah, shake it up a bit.
Dave writes in Big Dick, Dirtball, and Hooded Monster. See attached picture on how to dip the McDonald's boot nugget. I don't need to look at the picture. Toe
get it.
first, he
Okay.
says. And whoever
Duh.
heard of eating a
Duh.
naked waffle? Jay, for your family's sake, stop disrespecting the waffle and start eating it with syrup.
That's right.
Eric, you're just fucked or whatever. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. You know, waffles don't, the syrup thing.
Dude.
I stand by the syrup thing. It's too much.
It's not too much. Having dry wafflers are infuriating. I get it. If you want to just do butter on a pancake, I've seen weirder things than that.
Butter on a pancake.
You just eat a raw pancake?
No, I put
Yeah.
butter on a pancake.
Yeah, butter and syrup. But if you want to just go butter, whatever.
Try a pancake
waffle
raw,
is a-
dude. I guarantee half the pancakes you're eating are really, really sweet anyway. They're sweet. There's a sweetness to them. Like I went to brunch the other day. I just grabbed a couple pancakes. I ate them. They tasted like, I don't know, muffin or something. It was sweet without anything on it.
Although actually, when I
You
make
don't
my
need that shit.
when I make my pancakes, if I don't make them that often, but when I do them on my grill when I tailgate, I eat them just like a biscuit. I just make them and I don't put anything on them. You're right. So
What do you use? Bisquick?
Oh, if I'm camping, I just use
Aunt
the water.
Jemima?
Well, water, anything that's water only, because I'm not going to sit out there and mix up a mix. I just put water in a bucket and stir it and put it on the grill.
Can you picture the bucket he's using? All this shit.
Oh,
it's probably a shit bucket too.
When I go, I don't
rinsed it out with a hose.
It's usually just sitting outside, and I'll use it 2 days in a row, and I'll just like whatever.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow, Mike.
Oh,
what do you have? What do you
I was
have coming up?
I was
E?
going to add that I've added this to the event page also too, by the way. But this Friday, a listener, really cool listener, actually made a group page and invited some people. But if you're not part of the people she invited, you wouldn't know. But New Way Bar in Ferndale this Friday night, 9 p.m.
It's a nice bar.
Well,
That's
in
all right.
Ferndale. It's right in the heart of things.
Fashionable Ferndale, Big E. You'll feel right at home.
That's what's worded in this group page that was said. Someone suggested possibly getting food before in fashionable Ferndale.
Nice.
So anyway,
Go to Como's. You'll fit right in.
real funny.
That pizza's
I've been
great,
to
by the way. I
Como's
love
before.
Como's.
But
I
anyway.
got a disturbing text last night. I have not responded yet.
Oh, no.
Guess what's firing up this week?
I don't know.
Italian Film Festival.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that.
You got to go, huh?
Dude.
Where is that
Which
again?
one are you going to see this
It's
time?
in multiple places. They'll
Making
do it
bread?
in Dearborn at U of M Dearborn in one of the theaters. And
It's an annual event.
oh yeah, yeah.
You can do
Is
it.
this like Beth's Super Bowl?
It is,
It's
dude.
like
it
that
is.
she, like, just-
She looks forward to it. God damn it. So yeah, I got that to look forward to. So
And it's multiple weekends, right? It's consecutive?
oh, it is.
Okay, so this kicks it off.
I think so.
Nice.
Is this the kickoff of?
Is this the kickoff of the season of the like kind of like the award season? But this is
her version,
right?
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, more details as we go. Let's call it a day. Thanks everybody for hanging with us. We appreciate it. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to